Welcome back to Black Motherhood Unspoken, where we have honest conversations about the parts of motherhood people don't always talk about. Today's episode is especially close to my heart because my guest isn't just someone who knows my story, she actually lived it with me. During the COVID-19 pandemic, our entire world changed overnight. Schools closed, families were isolated, I was pregnant and gave birth and experienced a life threatening postpartum hemorrhage that happened at home. While I remember my perspective as a mother, today we're going to hear what it was like from my youngest daughter's perspective. Chloe, thank you for being here and sharing your experience and your story with me.
Of course.
Welcome. Y'all, Chloe is my baby girl, and Chloe is going into high school when school starts in a couple of weeks, and it is bittersweet, and I am just so honored to be your mom and to be on this journey with you called life. Let's get into it. Chloe, tell everyone how old you are.
I am 14 years old, turning 15 in October.
Oh, she made that be known. Turning 15 in October. What's one thing people should know about you?
I'm very persistent and I don't give up. Once I see a problem or don't really like something, I always try my best to work hard at it and I keep going.
Okay. What is it like having me as your mom?
Having you as my mom is good, and I love when like you come around my friends and stuff and they're like, your mom is really all that, she's tea. I'm like, thank you, and I feel honored to have you as my mom and seeing the things that you've accomplished over the years and your goals and stuff, and I'm proud that you wrote your own book and stuff.
Thank you, girl. Thank you. I hope I inspire a lot of women and young women such as yourself as well. Whatever your desire is, whatever your goal is, to stick to it. I actually set a goal for myself and said one day I want to write and publish my book. And at the time, I had no idea what I was going to write about. Had no idea. All I know is I made a vision board and I kept that in my heart, and I said one day I'm going to do it. And then I said, you know what, after grad school, I'm going to write my book. And grad school came and left, and I was procrastinating, but I had somebody behind me pushing me like, hey, when you going to do it, when you going to do it? And so finally I did it. And whatever goal you set, just make sure that you accomplish it. Most importantly, keep people in your circle that you can share. Not everybody, because everybody is not going to be worthy of your ideas that you have, because some people will try to take them from you. But get you a circle of people that you trust and ask God to help guide your circle. Like, God, put these people in my life, or God, remove these people from my life. Get you some people in your circle that's going to push you and help Chloe be the best version of herself. Because if I didn't have that person pushing me, I don't know, I probably would have still been procrastinating, saying, one day I'm going to write my book. If you could describe me in 3 words, what would they be?
Responsible, kind-hearted, integrity.
Thank you. Mommy has been working on her character and integrity. I I always tell myself, and I tell y'all too, what's good if your outside is pretty but your inside don't match your outside. So I love integrity being on that list. Let's talk about life before the pandemic. Chloe, when the pandemic happened, you were in what grade? Were you in the, because I remember you actually going to school in 5th grade. So did the pandemic happen your 3rd grade or your 4th grade year?
30. Fourth,
I think it was ending 3rd going into 4th.
Yeah.
Because you were like,
I was on Zoom in 4th grade.
okay, so you were 9. You were like 8 or 9 when Kobe was born. You were 8 going on 9. Yes. Okay, so you were in the 4th grade. What do you remember about life before COVID happened?
Um,
If you
I
can,
don't
you
really
were a little
remember
person.
a lot, but it's just, I don't really know. I was just there.
You were a little person. I'll give you grace. You really wouldn't remember. I remember before COVID happened, we were just in a rhythm, getting up every day, going to school, going to work. You were, I don't even know if you had transitioned to, I know you went to Williams, but then you transitioned to Roberts. I don't even know if you had transitioned to that
I
new
was
school.
in Roberts.
I don't think
4th
so.
grade.
On Zoom you were, but it was, COVID kind of happened when, I don't know, when school was getting ready to, I don't know, it was like in the middle. At one point we left Williams and you transitioned to Roberts, and I think your first year of transition, yes, your first year of transition, you were actually going to Roberts. That's how we ended Zoom, because Kylie was actually going to middle school, and her 6th grade year was all Zoom because of COVID. So you were transitioning into Roberts. So that was your first year at that new school, and you hadn't even had an opportunity to meet anybody because you were going to be new. What did you think when you first heard that schools were closing?
At first I was happy because like I would get to stay home and be in my bed and be comfortable. But then I was like, you gotta get on Zoom, do online work, and I'm more of like a hands-on learner, so I thought it was gonna be like more harder and stuff. And I already don't really speak up a lot, so yeah. And then I thought about friends and stuff and just socially.
So did you think that when schools were closing, did you think, oh, it's just only gonna last like a couple of weeks, or like it's gonna be a while?
I didn't think it was gonna last for a few months. I thought it was only gonna be temporarily, and then they would like get things back together again. But that was not the answer.
So let's talk about how homeschooling was for you. What was it like having me as your teacher?
My most memory that I remember is like when we would do homework together and stuff, and we would both try to figure it out and stuff, and it was just
Girl.
hard.
It was that new math. It was that new math, and it was something as simple as multiplication, and I was trying to teach you how to do long multiplication, and you was like, Mama, no, we don't do it like that, you gotta do it like this. And I said, well, I know it like this, we still gonna get the same answer. You was like, no, I gotta show my work. And I was like, I can't help you, I don't know nothing about this new math.
Today I can long division. I can't do long division, but it
So
was
is it
just
the
different.
new way or the long way?
I like both ways,
Ooh.
but I like long division more because you just work it out all the way.
I think they was teaching you multiplication at that time, and we went toe to toe. It was like an argument, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna let you have it because I don't know this way. This is foreign to me, and I think I got more upset than you because I'm like, why are they teaching a new way? The old way, it ain't broke. So what we trying to reinvent it for?
You tried your best. All I could do was go back to watch videos.
I remember that day. I was upset. When I was I strict as a teacher or a mom?
Honestly, as a mom.
As a mom, I was better as a teacher, girl. Probably because I let y'all have it. I was like, I don't know. I didn't go to school to be a teacher, okay? I'm not certified. So I probably was calmer as a teacher because the curriculum was just foreign to me. That math bout took me out. And then with Kylie, even though she was on Zoom, she still had to switch classes as if she was at school. So Kylie had to log out of this class at this time and hop back on with another Zoom link in a different time with a different teacher. It was a lot going on.
No, I remember she had to do that PE class.
What's your favorite memory of homeschooling?
None.
I agree. Well, I do kind of like that we were able to spend more time together.
Yeah, we were all together.
I felt like it wasn't more of a hustle and bustle as it is now. I feel like now that we're back to normal, you know, I've enjoyed y'all over the summer. Y'all been home, but y'all are at school the majority of the year. So it's like a hustle and bustle. Get up, get dressed, get your breakfast, go to school. I'm at work, and we're both at our separate places for 8 hours a day. And it's like we really don't get to see each other.
For 9 months.
Yeah. What was the hardest part?
Like understanding new concepts and stuff, and like kind of really making friends over the years after COVID or whatever died down and I got back to school. It was like kind of hard for me to communicate to other people and try to make friends, but I've gotten better at it, so yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about watching me become sick. The next part may be a little bit emotional, and that's okay. So if we need to pause and if we need to take a moment, that is completely normal, because what happened to me also happened to you all in a different light, and it's okay if we need to just take a moment. Okay? Do you remember the day I hemorrhaged at home?
Yes, I remember a part of it.
What do you remember?
I remember when you were changing Kobe on the changing table, and all of a sudden you were like, "Oh my gosh!" And I was like, "What's wrong?" You were like, "I'm bleeding," and I was like, and you would just like stay here with Kobe on the changing table, or whatever. So I stayed there with him, and then you went to the bathroom, and I could hear you on the phone and stuff. And then you were talking about how you had to go to the emergency room and stuff and all that. And that's all I remember, is that she was bleeding out and that she was just screaming and was scared. And I was scared too, because I didn't know what was going to happen. I was just worried because that wasn't normal.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you understand how serious it was? Like, did you think like, oh, mom's going to be fine? Or...
I didn't really think it was like a death or life situation at the time. But looking back, I do realize that it could have been really serious.
Yeah.
But at the time, I knew something was wrong and it wasn't good.
Was there anything you wanted to say to me during that time, but you couldn't?
No, not really. I just knew you weren't okay.
So when I went to the emergency room and you found out that I was going to have to stay overnight, that I wasn't returning home, because TT and Jenny Pooh, they came and they took care of you, Kylie, and the baby, and Robbie was there. So what was home like for you when I wasn't there and you was like, oh, mama not coming back home today? What was that like for you?
It was just kind of like scary and stuff, and I was just like, I stayed up like the whole night one time, just on the computer doing stuff to just like keep my mind off of that or whatever. And it was just really scary, and I just wanted you to come back home and be okay.
So when I did come home after having Kobe, when I came home after having Kobe, not hemorrhaging, but having Kobe, what did you expect life would be like for us?
I don't know, I kind of expected things to go back the way they were normally.
Yeah. So during that time, who or what comforted you that I was gone back in the hospital during hemorrhaging? Like what helped soothe you and calm you down and reassure you that, hey, it's gonna be okay?
I have to say my sister, because she's always really been by my side and stuff, especially growing up. We always like just had each other before Kobe came along, and made it more fun and interesting. But I feel like she was like an example for me, and she made me feel comfortable and made it feel like she's gonna be okay.
You know, that's the thing about having an older sister. I don't have an older sister, but I have, you know, a couple of older cousins that stand in the gap as an older sister. Having a older sibling or a sibling period is a built-in best friend for life. But having somebody that's older than you, they're kind of like your comforter. They're kind of like your protector. I know for me being the oldest, when me and Jessica were younger, she was my baby. She was my baby to a point to where I would pick her up knowing that she was as big as me, and I dropped her a lot, like a lot, and I got in trouble a lot because Junie Poo would be like, "Stop picking my baby up. You always drop her." And somehow when I dropped her, she always landed on her head. I don't know, but she was my baby. She was my little doll, and that's the thing about having a sibling. You have a built-in best friend for life. Looking back now, what emotions do you think you were carrying?
Well, I'm gonna say like it was during like when you bled out and stuff, but it was before like when you had your miscarriage. I felt like guilt and stuff that you didn't have like a baby and stuff, and I felt bad. And I saw that it really broke you down, and I saw like another side of you and stuff, and it wasn't great.
So, why did you feel guilty? Why did you feel bad because I had a miscarriage?
Cause it was like I knew you wanted like a boy, cause you've been wanting a boy for a while and stuff. So like when Kobe came in, it was like a gift from God and stuff, and it really impacted our lives. And he's so joyful and stuff. So
Even when he make you mad.
even when he make you mad,
Yeah, her and Kobe, they be at eyes. They got a different brother sister type of love. Kylie being the oldest, she's the nurturer. So they're like her babies in a way. But Kylie also does not discipline him. She does not believe in doing any type of discipline to him. She feels as if his dad and I do it enough. And Kylie is very easygoing. Chloe be putting them hands on him, okay? And he put hands back on Chloe. And so I have to step in and be the ref a lot of times between him and Chloe. And sometimes it's funny, but y'all are doing exactly what siblings
I
do.
just feel like it's the age difference.
And he is a little brother. You are 14 going on 15, and he's 6. So his job is really, as a 6-year-old brother, to terrorize you.
It's just really annoying because me and Kylie could be getting into it or just talking normally, then he come into the conversation and try to butt heads and be on her side.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. Is there something you wanted to tell me that you've never said?
I'm proud of you and I love you, and I hope you never give up the strength to speak out your voice and help
Thank you,
others.
girl. That's powerful. It's powerful, Chloe. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, I got a question for you. You're my youngest daughter, and you're also my middle child. And it's just me and TT, so it's just youngest, oldest. We never had anybody between us. But growing up, I've always heard the middle child syndrome. Do you know what the middle child syndrome is? Middle child syndrome is you're in the middle of the oldest and the youngest. And so you're the child that really doesn't get a lot of attention because the youngest is the baby. So everybody loves the baby and huddles around the baby. And then with the oldest, like the oldest is always the first one to do everything first. Like how Kylie is the one that has the job and has the car. And so it's kind of like I got to be up in her mix a little bit, making sure, she doing what she's supposed to do. She's being responsible. So the middle kid is kind of like left in the wind because nothing is really going on with the middle kid all the time. It's just here and there. And so they say middle child syndrome is when like your parents kind of forget about you. Like you just a kid in the family and you really don't get a lot of attention. You don't get a lot of love. You don't get a lot of support. And you're my baby girl, but you're also my middle child. And so, do you believe? I wanted to ask a middle child. I really don't know a lot of people who are even a middle child, and you're mine. So, do you believe that the middle child syndrome is real?
In my experience, I don't feel like I have the middle child syndrome because I feel loved regardless. And you we take turns with all of us. And I feel like with the oldest, it's like you experience new stuff for her, so it's like, okay, once you get done doing that with her, you kind of know how to like do with me and stuff. And then with Kobe, it's like he's a boy, so he's a different gender, and you're also learning things with him and stuff. And I kind of just like to be alone most of the time.
You do.
So
Y'all, Chloe, you in her room, and we don't see Chloe for hours. And my husband be like, did y'all do a wellness check on Chloe today? Because we have not seen Chloe today. Chloe gonna come out to shower, and Chloe gonna come out to eat. She gonna do laundry once a week, and then Chloe gonna disappear, okay? We do not see Chloe. We have guests come over. The oldest one and the youngest one come out, and people be like, where Chloe? Buried in the bed.
just be in my zone.
You do. Like, you really do. So, going back to the middle child syndrome, do you ever feel like you're overlooked by us?
No.
Is there a hard part about being the middle child?
Maybe like speaking up. That's it.
Why do you think it's hard to speak up as a middle child? I think I know, but I want you to confirm it.
I don't know. It's just I really don't.
Is it I could be wrong. Correct me if I am. Going back to having an older sibling, you're her baby. Do you feel like Kylie has always been your voice? Like she speaks for the both of you sometimes?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes I don't like that because it's like I can say it myself. I just need the time to get it out.
What's the easiest part about being the middle child?
Not being fussed at most times. Just observing.
Mm.
I do get fussed at, but
Not you just observing. What you be observing, girl?
it's like I see somebody get in trouble in the household. I'm like, dang. Could
But-
it be me?
You very seldom. Like, I get on to all y'all equally, I think.
You do.
I really think I do. And I'm so happy that you don't feel like you have middle child syndrome. I try to make it my best to take time out with each one of you individually because y'all are on y'all different person and y'all all have different interests. And so, yeah, we do things collectively as a family, but I also like to pull y'all off one by one. Like today is going to be our day because one is gone and the other one already had. He always have a day. So it's our day. And I think like that's my time to like ask you questions and what's going on in your world because people change. And you're not that little 3-year-old I once had. You're not that 9-year-old I once had. You are a young lady now. You are getting ready to be 15 in a few months. And we evolve. And that is perfectly normal. We're supposed to change. We're not supposed to stay the same person who we once were. We're always supposed to grow, evolve, elevate. And if you didn't, I would be worried. Like, why isn't Chloe changing? What is going on? All right, I think I know the answer to this. Who's your favorite sibling?
I'd say Kylie, but I like both of my siblings.
Who's your least favorite?
Nobody. I like both equally because sometimes Kylie will get on my nerves. And I go mess with Kobe. I'm like, Kobe, come get her, come help me. And then Kobe get on my nerves. I'm just like, okay, leave me alone. I want to be in my room. So they both equally get on my nerves sometimes. But then like at the end of the day, like we can go to the park down the street and we can all be with each other and stuff.
That makes me feel so good. And you know, I've asked brother, we call him brother. We call the baby brother. I asked him, I said, who's your favorite sister? And he said, both of them. And I've asked him that on separate different occasions to try to trip him up to see. And I was like, well, Chloe always hits you. And he'd be like, so? But I still love her. Her, my sister. And I'd be like, well, Kylie the one that, you know, give you everything you want, always tell you, yeah. And he's like, but I still love the both of them. And that just makes my heart like really smile as a mom that, you know, there is no favoritism within the siblings. Like, and y'all do gang up on one another at one point in time, but it be fun and games. Like, I know y'all not out to really hurt or harm each other. Y'all really do a lot of just rough housing. Is there anything I can do differently as your mom for you?
No, I like to hang out with you. It's
Okay.
nice.
All right, let's talk about looking back. What's one lesson the pandemic taught you?
That any moment something can break out
Yeah.
unexpectedly, and like the virus and stuff, and with the lettuce, that stuff broke out, and I didn't even think that stuff would like happen and stuff. But yeah.
Yeah. Anything can change instantly. Instantly. Did watching everything happen change how you see moms? Like watching everything that happened to me during my hemorrhage experience, during my postpartum experience, during me trying to homeschool y'all. Like, did you look at moms differently? Like, moms really do a lot.
Yeah, I feel like every mom is the same, like strategically, like being protective and protecting their children and stuff, and just like caring for their children in general. But I think every mom has like their own way in doing it and stuff. But when the time comes, they can all like come together and stuff and solve a problem.
So, what do you wish adults would know or you want them to know about children who experienced the pandemic?
I know a lot of people, like I've seen a lot of things online and stuff where it's like during the pandemic people were like at their lowest and stuff, and it wasn't a great time. Like some of them were depressed because they're in their house all day and stuff, and there's really nothing you can do. So I just say like take the time out of your day to like go check up on your child, ask them how their day's been, see what you can, I don't know, like do for them or something, or plan something with them to hang out with them.
I like that. If you could go back and hug the Chloe from 2020, if you could go back and hug her and tell her anything, what would you say to her?
I tell her that everything's gonna be fine. It gets better.
Okay. You want to play a quick game called rapid fire questions?
Okay.
All right. You gotta go as fast as you can. Sweet or salty?
Sweet.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Favorite family vacation?
It was Destin, Florida.
Okay. What's one thing mom should always say?
I love you no matter what.
What's one thing I do that's embarrassing?
When you put my business out there.
Girl, I think that's a black mama thing. I'm gonna try to break that generational curse. If I were a superhero, what would I be?
The Miss Incredible.
Ooh, okay. Elastigirl. I could be Elastigirl. Elastigirl was bad. Okay. Favorite memory with baby brother?
When I sat in his crib when he was like first born.
You did.
Couldn't talk.
She got in the crib with the baby and slept with the baby. One word to describe our family.
Crazy. But in a good way. Like if I had to bring somebody around and show y'all, y'all gonna see everything.
I say all the time, our family needs like hidden cameras in the home. Not just my home, but like my mom's home, my sister's home, my dad and my bonus mom home. And then when we get together collectively, it's pure comedy. And y'all, we a mess. I tell, my friend some of the things that happen, and she be like, y'all need cameras at y'all house. Y'all would make a killing off a reality show. And I'm like,
even with like family gatherings and our like great people, it's funny.
In the words of my bonus mom, you said the family is crazy. She says the whole family is certified. We are. We are. But I love that about our family because like
It's never a dull moment.
it's never a dull moment. One thing every mom should hear.
You're doing the best that you can, even when you don't think that you're doing a lot. You're doing a lot for the people around you and your family to make it every day.
Thank you, girl. Thank you. Whew. One thing this conversation reminds us is that motherhood doesn't just shape mothers, it shapes our children too. Children remember, children notice, children often carry stories that go untold. Chloe, thank you for trusting me with your story today and your experience. And to everyone listening, if this episode touched you, please share it with someone who needs the reminder that children's voices matter. Until next time, this is Black Motherhood Unspoken. And Chloe, I've enjoyed this segment with you. I love you.
I love you too.
All right, my pretty girl. Until next time.